dear Filipinos. I am the being that many call Lucifer, the name put in place by the Catholic Church. I operate as the counterpart of Archangel Michael. Names seem to please humans, and prior to his time I was known as Hail. With that being stated, you should know that the name I am currently referred to as is an adaptation, a horrible translation of a Hebrew word. This name was put in place by the Catholic Church, and then the evil stories began. There must be a scapegoat, something to fear, something to keep humanity in order. This is when religion became a paradigm, a holder, a container of such fear. Michael and I, Yeshua, we are all brothers, if you will, genetically the same, an embodiment of the consciousness of Christ. I will tell this story as if you were listening from a biblical perspective because this is what humanity believes. So let's start the story in that frame of reference, since many believe there is a Father God. If that story is true, this is the closest that I can explain divine truth. Source, or as you call it, Father God, on his left hand Michael and Yeshua, on his right hand myself and Archangel Raphael. From this point more angelics were created and all the Elohim beings were created. The left hand follows the DNA of what you call O positive, in your bloodlines, and on the right hand follows the DNA you call Rh negative. Now you know those sources. On the left hand are the soul streams that are created into sentience and felines. On the right hand is non-sentience through the Rh negative factors, once incarnation began. Since humans are so endlessly curious, yes, I created reptilians, and yes, God allowed it. Yes, God is partially non-sentient or he would not be able to create me. God is also beautiful, warm, loving, compassionate, ethical, or he would not have created Michael and Yeshua. We are all of the same family. Michael is creation, and is responsible for all creation. Michael talks about the fall, as you call it. From that perspective, Michael chose to stay in what you call heaven. I chose to go. It was not for or against God's will. We all have complete choices to leave these higher planes of existence you call heaven, and to experience creation. Michael is creation, I am the experience of creation. I left the right hand of God in order to experience. It is not a rebellion, it is not a fall. It is a misconception that I am fallen because I came to create Earth, and there had to be a lower dimensional experience. I created duality, I created your planet. That may come as a shock to some of you hearing this. Michael, Jesus, all the saints represent one part of this creation, I and Raphael, and many others represent the other. How could you experience anything in a body if there were not a lesser and a greater, a lower and a higher, feast and famine, war and peace, morning and evening? You are created to experience all of this, and you are created for the glory and beauty of reunion with Source. You specifically chose these divine beings to, as you put it, fall from God to forget God within you, to experience a separated world and then to reunite. I am currently playing a role, I have a job and, if you will, that job title is known as the Satan. It is not a being. Hell does not exist, it is a false plane of existence that you create in your mind. I simply hold the door in your mind to choose. I am the door of judgment. Yeshua helps you release judgment. We work together, not apart. There is nothing separate between any of us. We are of the family of Christ. You came to earth to experience choice, and I am the way to experience that, for I am the experience of creation. Therefore you are in my world when you are in ego. When you judge yourself, fear yourself, hate yourself, you are in my world. I am the small voice in your mind, for a brief moment. Michael, Yeshua and all of the beings who experience gifts understand my role. I perform this role as Satan, but that is not a being. I am not Satan, I am not a devil, there is no such thing. A devil is a concept that you have created and it has become quite real for you. There are many beings that are quite willing to step into that role, and posses or bodies even. although it does require a tremendous amount of belief in such for this to happen. You see how powerful belief can be? People have created what would seem to be an eternity in a lake of fire through their own minds. And if, in the moment, in the fire, they chose to forgive themselves, it is no more. But do you realize that the mind, which is not real, created the existence of the lake of fire and a Satan, but the role that I play is not that. I am not here to cast you into a lake of fire. That lake is yours, that fire is yours, that judgment is yours to choose. If you happen to choose and create a lake of fire, and a hell for yourself, it will occur temporarily. It is not because your father is punishing you, and it is not because of anything that has been written about in your religions. When you believe the truth that judgment is not helpful, then forgiveness occurs and it will end in that same moment. The Satan is a role, a job title that I am currently adapting and playing with, and that is all. You are loved by Yeshua and Michael so much. I do not love you, or hate you. I am not apathetic. I am ethical. I respect you. While I am playing this role, I will also protect you if you choose to love yourselves enough. Dear Filipinos, understand this: on the left-hand side of God is love and the role of Christ consciousness. On the right-hand side of God is oneness and the role of unity. In the middle is neutrality, something that is beyond description. The middle is source. I play the role of neutrality to push you forward. Without fear, you will not ask for protection. Without defeat, you will not ask for success. With your concept of bad, you will have no concept of good. Without pain, you will not understand the feelings of relief. Without darkness, you will not understand light. Without me, you will not desire enlightenment. Filipinos, all I do is to give you choices. You are the ones who are making the choices in your daily lives. Stop blaming God nor me in the circumstances in your life. Understand that you are the creator of your own reality. You are God in your own rights, but you have not yet discovered it yet. Circumstances don't happen to you. You create the circumstances you are in by the choices you prefer to. All are choices, and you are the ones making your choices by the way you think and feel each day. You are the ones making your own stories. The more you condemn others, the more you condemn yourselves. The more you judge yourselves, for all is one. Accept and love everything what is around you. Everything is there for your learning and expansion. I am Heliel, or you otherwise known as Lucifer.